Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? What's going on? Happy Thursday. Happy Friday. Happy whatever day it is for you. What is up? Viva la Leslie checking in. David rocking out to the theme music of the day. Good morning, Dan. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Strong as ever? Dr. Feelgood. What's up, buddy? How's it going? How's Texas? What up, people? Um, it's Thursday, as you know, that's my Friday. Gonna do a long day of work today. Got a late meeting, which is never something I want, but gotta mold yourself to your clients sometimes. I know my client is busy during the day, so we're gonna do a 4 o'clock meeting, hopefully not too long, get some checks, check the job site, and then I'll hit the road. But yeah, that's gonna be my day. Feeling better today, nice and refreshed. You know, that'll do it for you after a long, rough family evening to then just go crash in your in-laws' spare bedroom and not have to drive home, not have to commute in LA traffic. That'll really put a spring in your step the next day. So feeling good today. How's everybody else feeling? What's going on? DK, where can I hire? All right. Think that might have been a typo, but maybe that's something I should put up on the screen. Um, all right. How's everybody doing? Let's throw in some gratitude for the morning. So I'm gonna go on I'm gonna go with mine for yesterday. So my buddy that I share an office with, or he shares his office with me. Um Leslie, this is a parent show. This is a family show. Um, but yes, David's the right person to talk to. We all know that. Uh he we went out to lunch yesterday. He said he was having a rough day, and I was like, all right, well, if you're having a rough day, we can do lunch a little early. Um, and no, sorry. I do not moonlight. I'm in bed early. I'm in bed early, sir. What's up, Jason? Come on up. Uh, when you get a chance. Never mind. Do your thing. So anyways, my buddy said he's having a rough day. So I'm like, let's go out for lunch, man. Let's grab a beer. Let's do this thing. Let's try a new place. So he took me to a new place. Uh and he was just reflecting on how much his life has changed in the last, I don't know, couple of years, having promoted one of his guys to more of like a job site manager, and the freedom that's given him to have lunch drinks, or go take an hour off and go volunteer at the kids school and stuff like that. And he was telling me all about this, and I know all that because I watch him and I see him, and we hang out a lot. And he thanked me, and he said you were a pretty big part of that, helping me realize that I was working maybe a little too hard or a little too much, and not enjoying as much of life. And so that's where my gratitude lies for the day. Good morning, Shaolin. How are you doing, man? We haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for checking in. Our Twitter lurkers that we always see watching the show, but not checking in. But good morning, bud.
Good morning, Dom.
Morning, Jason. There you are. How you doing?
I'm good.
Do you hear everything backstage? You good? You caught up?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
I was opening tabs, and I was kind of catching what you were talking about. I heard that you were a male stripper. Is that correct?
I was not a male stripper at all, but the chat went a little went a little all over the place. Leslie woke up. Leslie either woke up in a really good mood or she's still partying from the night before. But she came in hot today with the question of the day that she asked David, where can she hire strippers for her reunion? So that is the question of the day. Everybody send your resumes if you're looking to dance, or your friends' resumes if you're looking to get someone else some work to Leslie. Yes, go on, Brofit. Yep, exactly.
Well, I got kids to put through college. You have kids to put
Right.
through college.
We
We have
all do,
have
yes.
to go to the vet. There's a lot of things that we have to pay for, Dom. Sometimes
You got to
we
do what you got to do.
kinda kinda be a little bit flexible with our morals, right? To
Yeah,
put some food on the table.
that is a. I don't think that's ever been. I mean, maybe she's talking about a different. Maybe she's talking about like a. I don't college reunion, but that never crossed my mind for like a 25-year high school reunion. So maybe she can shed more light on what this reunion's for. Maybe it's just a reunion of her friends, but high school. Wow, high school high school reunion. I don't think I ever thought, let's have a party and get strippers.
My high school just had a 25-year reunion last year.
Oh man.
Um, I a
Oh, mine's next year.
4 of my friends went from, like, my dad's my high school friend group that I meet up with once a year. About 4 of them went. Very mixed reviews. They range everywhere from, like, really great to see some people to, like, the absolute train wreck that some other people have become, and also the train wreck that some people we could probably have foreseen this 25 years ago. Um, but when I think of going to a reunion, I'm like, what am I going to say to these people? Um,
Yeah.
it would probably go fine. Like once you're there, I'm sure it's just like here where it's just you kind of just like there's always people that you pick up on the last page left off on
Yeah.
whatever year it is. Um, maybe 30. Maybe I'll go to the 30-year reunion. I don't know. It's in New Jersey. That's a really far away. And I
Yeah.
have kids to put through college, and I'm not male stripping, so I don't know if I'm gonna afford that
Yet.
yet.
Yeah, mine's my 25 years next year. I didn't go to my 10 year. It was like a weird thing where it, I heard about it last minute and like didn't get like a formal invite or anything like that. So I was like, oh, all right, well then I just won't go. And my wife went to hers. Um, but yeah, mine's local. I'm still pretty much local to my high school. I drive by it every day.
Here's the discussion that we had, as plus 25 years past high school is, and anybody in the chat, you guys can jump into here, but is your high school reunion, whether you've gone or not, put together by the same person every year? Yes or no? For example, what we realized a few years after high school is whoever has been nominated the class president for like student council, which in high school is usually somewhat of a popularity contest, I think.
Mhm.
But doesn't mean that they're not good people. Um, it seems like that group of 4 people are in charge for life for
Yeah.
reunions. And I'm like, is that part of that meeting when they're like 17 years old, where it's like, you have been nominated as a class president for life. You're responsible for gathering these people every 5 or 10 years. Because apparently at my high school, there was some kind of drama between who was planning it this year. And I want nothing to do with the drama. But Um, like it's still like a contentious subject is who's planning. And these are all just rumors that I've heard. I'm totally feeding into the whatever
The drama.
whatever Westmore's central drama there is from Long Valley, New Jersey. But I don't know. Maybe I'll go next time.
That's
I'm
funny.
I'm drinking alcohol right now.
I was gonna say, your title is bourbon iced tea.
It's a bourbon iced tea from yesterday. Yesterday was day old coffee from the day before. Today's a bourbon iced tea from the day before.
Okay.
Part of my
All right.
self-care routine.
Is to just finish your drinks from the
Yeah,
from the day before, not
100%
waste.
correct. No waste. Um, where are we with self-care, Dom? What have you done today that's just for you? And
So
anybody else
far,
like that?
I mean, I just barely woke up. So for me, it's getting a good night's rest, um, journaling in the morning, daily gratitude in the morning, and then this call. And then after this, I'll do some stretches and an exercise to get the body moving a little bit. And then I'll start getting to work. Planning on another session of lunch and beers with my bud, and then gonna, if the weather isn't too gross, which it's kind of looking that way right now, do a little meditation session on the beach. Try to maintain. I'm trying to think more like Jason. A couple days ago, you were saying, and there was another person in the chat. I'm kind of forgetting who it was. Maybe it's Dr. Feelgood, but try to conserve and preserve and pay attention to my energy level as the day goes, because I do have a late work meeting. So I am going to need to be out here until about 5 o'clock, which means I'm going to be driving home in some of the worst traffic LA has. Like Thursdays are the worst. They completely destroyed Fridays. Thursdays are the worst. And I'm going to be coming home to my wife and kids, and I know they're going to be popping off no matter what time I get there. Might even have some extra children at the house because our doors are open this summer. They're just other people's kids are just there like crazy. So I gotta figure out a way to come home higher than like 50% or something like that. So
Yeah. Higher than 50%. Let's go to that. I'm going to go back to day one for a second. I think it was day one. Without reading the page, it was talking about taking that moment, that 30 seconds before you walk through the door to
yeah.
yourself. So you're on the straight and narrow before you walk into your family. I don't usually feel like I have to do that, but there are times when like I drive into the garage and just kind of sit there for a second, um, just to kind of. It's not even a full reset, just like a
Yeah.
like shut off the main things of the day that were like really that really ground on me or something. Um, and
I like to put on a couple of songs at like full blast and like just rock out as hard as I can before I hit the residential area of my neighborhood, because obviously I don't want to be thumping through my neighborhood. Um, and sometimes we'll do a little sing along, little sing along at high volume.
yeah,
Sometimes that works for me.
you
Sometimes it
sh-
doesn't.
you should be thumping. You should be driving through your neighborhood, Dom, like this. Where you're like
Just on the
looking,
low.
kind of looking out the bottom of your window, like leaning back
Oh man,
in your Tesla.
good times.
Um, today's page, I read last night. What do you think of today's page?
Um, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I like the story. Like I know this story of Ryan Holiday, talking or this interview of Toni Morrison where, she was a mom I don't remember how many children, and then I think she had a job of some sort. I can't remember, but I've heard a couple of these stories where it's like sometimes, and it's kind of what I wrapped onto pretty heavy is like, and that's why I have this like morning routine now is yeah, like the kids or the work, like the people start in, 6, 7 a.m. So I gotta get up at 4:35, and if I wanna put in some me time and fill my cup as high as I can with this self-care and this, time for myself, and it just helps me, A, know that it's done, like, that I've checked it all off the list because as the day goes on, like I say today, I'm gonna try to do these things, but I know that there's a very high chance that as the day goes on, I'm gonna need to do a bunch of stuff for work, and I'm not gonna get to the beach. I'm not gonna, have as long of a lunch with my buddy, like, and a good chat. So if I can knock more of the stuff out in the morning, which I've made it a routine to do, then I won't those excuses or those other things won't get in the way as the rest of the day goes.
Yeah. So basically, what you're saying is it's like you're balancing what things you might have to put off till later and what things you have time to do now.
Mhm.
And usually now is in the morning. And same with me. We talked a little bit yesterday about the things that we haven't done since we were without kids. And that continues today with the things that we might be put off, that we might be putting off. Maybe we're putting them off today. Maybe we're saying like we're going to put these off until the kids are older. Whether it's like habits or life goals that you used to have that have taken a back seat to kids and family or relationships, whatever your situation is. Um, and the For the page today, I gave it a 3 out of 5
Mm,
because
m'kay.
I read it kind of quick before bed, and it was like, all right, this is like a good wrap up of the past 4 days. Then I was talking to myself like, don't be an asshole, read it again and see if you can get something out of this. So I read it again, and um, this is the note that I gave myself because um, some of the call outs here on the page is you have to take care of yourself. The kids will see you take care of yourself. Your spouse will see you take care of yourself, and just kind of see those good habits. And it just kind of, ideally they become just normal. It's like, oh, that's what dad does before the morning, which I feel like I have a good handle on most of the time. Like there's nothing worse than like waking up after a terrible night's sleep and like the kids already are up. Like I don't like doing that. I just feel
Mm,
like there was like it's just like it's like 0 to 100 right away.
yeah.
And a few weeks ago, I was talking with you and Dom about the things that I have to remind myself to do during the day when I'm teaching. And one of my mantras this year was I deserve to pee because
Mhm.
you know
I remember that.
yeah, teaching whatever your job is, it's like the job never ends. You could probably keep yourself busy all day if you had the energy, but it's like I would have like my first short break in the day is like 25 minutes, and usually that's like prepping for the next class with like different materials. And I'm either hungry, I have to pee, or I'm thirsty. And like my default is to just kind of ignore that and wait till lunchtime. But like this time, like I would stop after that class came in. It's like, I deserve to pee. I'm going to go pee or have a snack or something. So for you guys in the chat that whatever job you got, give yourself a break, do a number
Yep,
one or number two, give yourself a snack, um, take care of yourself first. You need that oxygen before you give everybody else oxygen.
I
So,
agree.
so I'll
Did
give it.
you do you feel in the later months of the school year that you peed? Like,
I did.
that you did it? You did a better job?
I did a better job of peeing. Yes,
Okay.
and I even wiped the seat for the next person.
Today's show, man. Um, yeah, so as far as like the higher level stuff, like the taking care of yourself in a way of like not putting off things till later, or not giving yourself those moments yet, there's always going to be something. So like the page reading like, oh yeah, we'll do this when they're out of their sleep regression. It's like, yeah, the fun thing about kids is like once they get out of one type of hurdle, they just go into another one, like all the way up until you get to the point where they're supposed to leave the house, but they don't leave the house, or they leave the house and rent a place with a couple of friends, but then that falls out, and then they come back like 2 years later. Like I remember, like I came back to like my mom's house in my 20s, like after college, and stayed there for a little bit, and then I found a place, and then came back one more time. So it's like there's always gonna be something, and if you tell yourself you're gonna do this later, the likelihood that that's gonna happen, or the likelihood that later is just gonna keep being later and later. I actually had this conversation with my in-laws last night about, going on vacations, because they are planning a bunch of vacations, and they were very excited about it, and I was like, oh, my wife and our friends were doing the same thing, and we're all very excited about it too. It's like, yes, it's costing a lot of money, yes, it's going to be difficult for me to balance work around all these vacations, but I know in the past I've said like, I've told my wife like we need to pause on some of this stuff until the kids are a little older, and it doesn't cost us, $5,000 to go on a vacation because we're taking, all five of us. I'd rather just go me and you, later in life. And kicking that can down the road. And she was very much like, nope, want to do it now. And as you guys know, like I thoroughly enjoy these vacations, these things going on right now. So yeah.
It does help in those situations when like both partners have opposite or differing opinions on that. I put a question in the chat here for us and for the chat. A small or big thing or action you can do for yourself this week that's been neglected. I don't quite have an answer right now. But you were just talking about vacations or bigger family trips that might have to be shelved until later. That's
Mhm.
something that I definitely connect with for sure. Um, totally forgot what I was gonna say next, but
Mm.
promise it was good. Um,
Yeah,
it's gone.
the vacation thing is the biggest thing on my mind right now. Like we have some stuff going. We have some stuff. Oh, I like this one. Going to bed earlier, need better sleep. Yeah. That one's a tough one, but once you get it down, yeah, sleep is very important. If you talk to a lot of people, everybody knows that. It's just one of the hardest things. And so that's where, my biggest life change was just wake up earlier and get it all done as quick as possible. I'm a morning person, and I'm much more efficient in the morning anyways. So that works very well for me. The hardest part is that everyone around me goes to bed later. So I do, not necessarily, well, I do miss out on stuff, but I also it just looks, I don't know what it is. It looks strange to other people that I'm just like, and my kids, like my wife, my kids, like everybody else in the house, aside from my son, me and my son go to bed around the same time. But the girls, they all stay up late. All the friends, they stay up late. Everybody on the internet stays up late. I mean, other than a couple people that I know, but yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, going to bed earlier. If there's any tip that I would
Resistance
give like
training.
new fathers or fathers now that have the same struggle as Dan over here is get your sleep in order as soon as possible. Um, and I've mentioned this before, but my habit used to be like is when everybody else went to bed, that was like kind of like my magic time where I could
Yeah.
moonlight as a male stripper or something. Um, but that has changed. I think maybe maybe 4 years ago is when I started to shift that time to the morning, where it's like go to bed at a responsible time, wake up, and then I got like 2 3 hours when I'm at my best. Like honestly, it's like in the morning, like once you have like a few productive mornings under your belt, you're like, wow, this is awesome. And
Yeah.
that was really that's when I kind of changed for the better. And Don, you said that you went to bed, that you're going to bed before everybody else. Last night was the first night ever that I went to bed before my oldest
Hmm.
because she's kind of, in between years. Um, that it felt weird. And I did think of you when it was like the first time that like I walked, like I said, like, okay, good night, Kira, I'm going to bed. And she's like,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
And she was just like cuddling with our surgery cat. Then she like did some laundry. Like, who is this person?
Dang. All
And I
right.
walked into bed and Kristen was already in bed. And she was like, are you going to bed? And I was like, yeah, I think so. I was like, is Kira still up? And I was like, yeah, she is. I was like, weird. It was weird. It was a very sea change for sure.
I mean, it's kind of funny. Like I said, like I've literally like gone upstairs and gone to bed, like saying bye to my daughter as like her friends are walking in the door to go in the jacuzzi, and I'm just like going to bed.
Yeah.
It's like their night is just starting. My night is over.
Going to bed before your family, that's a middle-aged cornerstone right there.
You know, I
Yeah.
trust them.
Dr. Feelgood, I'm assuming congratulations on the job shift and by getting back into resistance training. Not just walking, but you've been walking. Give yourself points for that. Um,
Yeah,
David,
David's starting a 90-day challenge to get ready for his daughter's wedding. So I know he's excited about that. What is this like a we're getting into shape so we can look good in our tux and dance the night away? Is that what this is, David? Um yeah, I think for to answer your question, I think one thing that I need to get back in my life is just a more routine on the working out or exercise. Good morning, little one.
good morning, Hazel. Hazel, what's a habit or routine you want to get back into?
Yes,
Eating breakfast? Okay.
Eating breakfast. What's your favorite breakfast?
a human cereal one.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the,
Oh, yeah. I love that cereal. That's one of my favorites for sure.
yeah.
We can't keep that in the house. It goes way too fast. Even the big box.
Yes. Agreed. Same here.
Logan Freya.
Lucky and Freya's here. Yes. All right. Well, I have to go make some breakfast, Dom. Dom, I just want to give you some gratitude today. Yesterday, after we got off, I mentioned, or on the on the chat yesterday, I
Hmm.
mentioned that I realized that out of all the people in my life, you are the one adult that I have consistent half an hour conversations with every day.
Yep. Same
So
here, man.
yeah. So I'm happy about that. Very grateful for your time. And same
Thank
with
you.
you
Thank you
guys,
for joining me.
everybody that jumps in these mornings. As
Yeah.
always, thanks for joining in. All right.
Go
Go
enjoy
eat,
your breakfast and your family time, bud. Love you. Have a good day.
Dr. Blaze. See you guys.
All right, everybody. That's our show. You guys all have a great day. Enjoy your Thursday. Um, should be back on tomorrow. If not, I'll see you Monday. Sometimes I do take these weekends off, but yeah, show's been great. Appreciate you all. Love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. Like Jason said, try to work on adding a habit, adding something back into your life, something into your routine. Get some better sleep. Wake up a little earlier. and just, let's make this month about improving ourselves. Reach out in the DMs or the family chat if you guys have any questions or need any help or advice with anything. But thank you, thank you, thank you again for showing up and rocking with us. All right, we're out of here. Put that on and some music for y'all. Bam.